like I'm Sonny Crockett. Play with me, that's a risk. Gold chain, master risk. All wifey, Sonny Crockett from the Vice, yeah, it's pricey. I ain't tryna hear you whine while I'm dining. Telling yo, I ain't tryna hear you, I'ma tell yo. Play with me, I'm knocking like a stereo. Play with me, I'm knocking like a stereo. Anybody for a feature, I know all my haters on a first name basis. I'm the type to steal the flows from. Whoa, they the type to want my income. I think that I've had enough of jealousy instead of tanning. No, I'm never giving up. I'ma start this in the making. No, I'm never giving up. I'ma start this in the making.
Yeah, head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test, now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, I can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, so nobody's into me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I've been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like. Yeah, you about to see me on demand like. You know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On a roll, here we go, here we go.
Hang on, I gotta call you back. I'm going live. All right, bye. All right, peace. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And sometimes we go live at 11:49 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to go live for the Mafia as Bitcoin is making new all-time highs, baby. Absolutely ripping. I had to go live for you guys as Bitcoin is absolutely unstoppable, making another new all-time high, and the longs are printing, guys. So we're going to be taking a look at the charts. I want to talk about those higher levels to the upside. Where can we go from here? Are we going to get a pullback? I will just say this, guys. You do not want to fight the bulls when they're on parade like this. But I want to talk about those higher targets as on yesterday's market update that we dropped. We were looking at some key levels, and we actually did come up to one of those key levels, and we are currently flirting with that level, trying to break above it. And that level is sitting, obviously, at about $83,773. Are we going to be able to hold this as support and get another move up? We're going to talk about the macro targets, the local targets, and if we get a pullback, I want to talk about those key levels below us that you could potentially be looking at for a bounce if you're looking for those long positions. So shout out to the Candle Mafia. Shout out to the clap. He wants to clap it to the downside. He says, dump it. What is going on, bro? Welcome in. Let's see. I feel giveaways today. Shout out to Robbie. Well, we did just throw a bunch of money around. Maybe we can give some of this away. Shout out to Robbie. Welcome in. We got Gen Z in the chat. Said, I'm back for the bull run. Bing bong. Shout out to Meatball. Hey, Meatball, what is going on, bro? One of my favorite foods here. Shout out to Gen X DGen. What is up, bro? We got Dave Digital, Darren Does Things, Tyler Durden, Rob the Crypto Snob. I don't know if Tyler or Rob are in here. I didn't see them, but shout out to all the mods, guys. Show them some love in the chat. Hopefully, you guys are feeling good as Bitcoin is absolutely skyrocketing. Bitcoin to zero for my short. Shout out to Jolly. We got Jesse in the chat. Thank you so much for that super chat. He says, smash that like button, guys. Smash that like button if you like Bitcoin going to the moon. And it helps out the channel. It's the easiest and most free way to help spread this free value that we give here out into the crypto universe to get some more people and build this mafia into an unstoppable force, even more unstoppable than we already are. Let's see. We got Tony in the chat. Said, morning, Frankie. Let's go. Shout out to Tony. What is going on? We got Chaos in the chat. Nirvana. We got everybody in here, guys. But we got a lot to look at here on the chart. So without further ado, smash that like button. Maybe we should do a giveaway. Bitcoin's hitting all-time highs, guys. If we hit 850 likes on today's stream, I don't know how long it's going to be. I do have a premium live stream to get to in about, we got some time. But smash that like button. 850 likes, guys. We will be giving away some Solana on, I guess, tonight's live stream. Maybe we'll move it to the Friday live stream, which is typically when we do those giveaways. But smash up that like button. Should we do $1,000? Shout out to Dave Digital. Dave, 1,000 likes, we give away $1,000 in Solana. How about that? 1,000 likes, we give away $1,000 in Solana. So smash up that like button, guys. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on into these charts because Bitcoin is moving. And when she moves really fast. So let's go ahead and jump on into the charts. Let's get into it. So here we are, guys. Whoo, baby. This thing is absolutely ripping to the upside, guys. And as you guys know, I want to start here on the higher time frames a little bit. Then we'll go a little bit local and talk about kind of what I'm looking for in here. But we are actually long here. Let me go ahead and pull up that position. We are long here. If you guys saw the market update from yesterday, you will know I did take a long position on like right before that video went live. It instantly started ripping. And now that position is up about, almost $5,000 here. So not too shabby here. We are holding along over here on Femex. If you guys are looking for a place to trade, you can check out Femex. They have some exciting events going on where they're giving away a ton of withdrawable cash. So if you guys are interested, I think it's based on your trading volume and how much you actually trade. But go check them out. Link in the description down below. But we're feeling pretty good about this long position. I'm going to talk about what I was looking at to enter this to give you guys some insight into where I look for my trades and why I actually take them. So we'll check back in on this in just a minute. But obviously, guys, we have come into our next major level of resistance. And if you guys keep up with the channel or have been keeping up with the channel for quite some time, you will know that as we looked at this major range that we had been sitting in for about 7 months, we knew not that range. That's the macro VP. Where is our main volume profile here? Bada boom, right here, right? As we big bonged around here for 7 months, if we did get that breakout and come into price discovery, which is happening as we speak, the next major zone of resistance to the upside was going to be this major Fibonacci extension zone sitting between about $79.5 all the way up to about $88,760. Now, these aren't even like the macro targets. These are kind of the local targets pulled from this fib from the high of that top of that major range all the way down to the low, giving us that not final extension, but that, upper extension level about $88,760. And then yesterday we were looking at this level right here, which is another fib extension level sitting at $83,700, $83,800, saying if we are able to continue up and that long is going to continue to run, that will be the next level we will be looking at. And here we are waking up to some beautiful gains on the long positions at that exact key level, which is that Fibonacci extension at 83,820. So the question is, are we going to get a pullback here? And just to point this out, guys, this, first major target for the all-time high here already absolutely smashed. The first major target here pulled from the macro Fibonacci retracement from the top of the bull market all the way down to the bottom of the bear market, was coming in here at about $81,600. And obviously, we did wind up coming up to that level here yesterday, bing-bonging around, and then we flipped that level to support beautifully coming up to that next extension level. So Bitcoin is absolutely crushing right now. It is unstoppable. The bulls are rearing their heads, killing the bears, just stabbing the bears with their horns. And it's a beautiful thing to see, guys. We have come such a long way, especially if you've been with the channel, ever since we started here, which was literally at the beginning of the bear market. We've gone through the thick of it here, finally seeing some nice actual all-time highs, not some kind of phony $74,000 all-time high. We are finally in the 80,000s. Absolutely beautiful. And a lot of things are looking bullish, not only on the charts, but just fundamentally, timing-wise, the cycle is absolutely lining up almost perfectly here, which is insane to even think about. But that is what we're looking at, guys. Next major target to the upside is going to be about 88,760. And then in the macro, the higher target, I'm not sure that we're going to rip straight up to this level, but major target number 2, like we have been looking at this target forever, just thinking like, wow, imagine when we're in the 80,000s. That's going to be absolutely amazing. But once we wind up getting that next big move to the upside, are we going to wiggle around here? Probably. But when we do get that bigger target to the upside, just because I know a lot of people are tuning in for those upper targets, $101,000 is that next major Fibonacci retracement. Again, that one is pulled from the high of the bull market to the bottom of the bear market. So that is kind of where that target came in at. And these are not just based off Fibonacci extensions. They are also based off spider lines as well, which do have some confluence at these levels, right? And obviously, it would have depended, on how quickly we got up there because these lines do trend up over time. But as we hit this Fibonacci extension, we do have this spider line here that we're hitting as well. It is a non-logarithmic spider line. And then if we are able to work our way all the way up to 100K, this is going to be a big level to watch, guys, because not only do we have these Fibonacci extensions, but we also have a pocket of two like spider lines very close to each other, kind of running right through that zone. So depending on how quickly we get up there, this is going to be a huge level of resistance. Now, again, I'm not saying we're going to 100K tomorrow or the next day or, next month, whatever it is. I think it will take some time to get up there. Hopefully not. But, I think it will take some time to get up there. But I want you guys to have these levels on your chart in case things go absolutely crazy. That is going to be a very very confluent zone to look at. But locally, we do have these Fibonacci extensions. Just beautiful to see us at that target we looked at on the video yesterday. And then, yeah, $88,864 will technically be that next major level of resistance. We also do have a non-log spider line sitting just above us at about 85.7. So, that is something to be aware of. Now, looking at Market Cipher, guys, if we pull up the higher time frames, I will say, right now, obviously, ever since we've had this bullish market structure here on the higher time frames, like things are bullish, right? We have bullish market structure, get the bullish change of character, higher low, break a structure, break a structure, break a structure. At this point, you are just looking for, lackluster pullbacks. Even if we do get a pullback, lackluster pullbacks to put in higher lows and continue moves to the upside. And again, that is just based off the market structure. But not only that, but also the money flow on these higher time frames, right? Daily money flow is thick in the green here. 2-day money flow coming up very, very nicely here. The 3-day money flow fighting its way back up here as well. So yeah, just looking up and being very, very cautious with the shorts and very, very greedy with the longs, right? When you're number one, you're in a bull market. Number two, just, locally, when you're in a strong uptrend like this, obviously you're going to be treating those shorts with a lot of care. Not that you can't catch those little scalp shorts. As you guys know, we do. We catch these little moves. We make that money. But we are looking to cut those pretty short, taking profits very aggressively before looking for bigger moves to the upside. And volume profiles, guys, is one of the best ways, in my opinion, to find these entries. And just to talk about my long position that I'm in right now up that we just showed 2 seconds ago. Just to kind of talk about what I looked at to enter that position. Very simply put, guys, with the volume profiles, all we are doing is waiting for price to get the big move up, and then you waiting for that consolidation to get context into the market to find where that next best entry is going to be for either a short position or a long position. And this long position is currently, well, actually, let me, not from here, but let me go ahead and pull up the actual setup that I was looking at. And here it is, right? We get that big move to the upside. We get that little consolidation. And in a bull market, guys, you don't get a ton of time to enter into these trades, but it was based off this volume profile where we know when you deviate above the highs, this is just in the context of, at least the, 15-minute, which is what I was looking at this on. This is a little bit overbought, relative to the previous price action. So we could potentially look for a cool off here into some key levels below, which would be the value area low. We also had a spider line sitting underneath here. We also had a golden pocket that was confluent with this level. And always remember, guys, I believe the golden pocket is pulled from right here. Right? When you have a value area low and a golden pocket and you are in an uptrend and you are looking for longs, when you're looking at the market through the lens of lackluster pullbacks before higher lows and continuations to the upside, you are going to be looking at these support levels as, you're going to take this a little bit more seriously, right? You might take a scalp short up here, but you're looking at that in the context of this volume profile. And because things are so bullish, you may want to load up a little bit more on the long positions in anticipation of obviously going to the POC and the value area high, but there could be a bigger opportunity for this to break to the upside. So you may want to hold on to a small portion of that position, which is exactly what I did. This long position was originally a $100,000 long. I took profit 2 times and then let the rest of that run. It's about a $60,000 position. I think my face might be covering that actual number, but it's a $60,000 position at this point, and just letting that winner run, cashing in along the way. You got to pay yourself when you're in the green, because if you've been out there trading, if you don't pay yourself when you're in the green, you are very, very quickly going to turn into a negative trade, or you'll be in drawdown. And it's not a fun thing, but we came down here, guys. We got the big move up, and this is where you want to enter the trades, right? You do not want to enter on parabolic moves, right? Like, I know it's very hard to not FOMO in at these green candles, but you gotta, in my opinion, right, the way I trade, I would rather wait for that very likely pullback into an area where I know there's a high probability of a higher low coming in and a continuation up. There's no reason to force the trade up here. Just wait for that cool off into your support level, and long as price is coming down, not long at resistance. If you look at this volume profile, this would be basically longing resistance, right? So you just wait for that pullback and then long at support. And we get that beautiful move to the upside. Absolutely sniped that. And we got a nice SFP of this range here. Came down, wicked below, closed the candle above, as well as very low time frame bullish divergences, right? We had 1 minute bull div down into here, 3 minute bull div, 5 minute bull div. And again, you can view this as a move from the POC, from the value area low, POC value area high. But because things are so bullish, because we had money flow coming up here in the lower time frames, we were looking for a potential breakout here, which is why I held a portion of that position for higher higher prices. And where were we targeting? That same Fibonacci extension we just brought up, which is literally where we are sitting right now. So the real question is, guys, what is about to happen next? Are we just about to continue ripping? And I do want to point out a few different things. Now, obviously, I am bullish, but if we do pull back, right, you do want to understand, you know, the levels that you should be looking at for potential bounces back to the upside. But I really just want to celebrate here, guys. I mean, the fact that we are seeing target number one of this bull market hit already is absolutely insane and super, super, super exciting. Shout out to Captain Kirk in the chat. Shout out to Cap. Thank you for being here. What is going on? Dropping those Bitcoin jack-o'-lanterns. Let's go. I mean, I guess it's still November. We can still drop jack-o'-lanterns in the chat. Let's see. When are we shorting? Somebody said April Fool's Day is the top. Oh God, I don't know if I'd be trying to call a macro top on April Fool's Day. Bitcoin might be trying to pull that. Epic April Fool's joke on you. When is a good time to take profit? Shout out to Native Faith. I mean, it is kind of hard to say when a good time to take profits is just because that depends on a lot of stuff, right? It depends on where your entry is. It depends on what your plan for the trade was. Now, for me personally, the idea for this trade was obviously looking at a final take profit, or, you know, a final take profit, you know, within the context of this volume profile, just saying, hey, you know, I'm definitely going to want to be taking profits here. This was looked at as a scalp. But then again, you know, as things came up here, started looking more bullish, we did look for that continuation up, but it is going to be very, very dependent on kind of what you're doing, where you entered, and kind of what your plan for the trade was. Now, you know, if you're long from here, right, your take profits are going to be much different than if you were in down here. So it's a little bit of a loaded question, but if you let me know what you're looking at, I'll try to answer the question as best as I possibly can. Let's see. Bada boom. I don't like Metallica that much, but wouldn't to a new guitar, though. Hey, shout out to Nirvana. I'm not sure exactly what that's in reference to, but let's see. Yo, shout out to TRD Farmer said, lackluster pullbacks bum me out. 15-minute bear divs are almost meaningless now. Yeah, so guys, with the bearish divergences, you know, I talk about this all the time. You can't always just, I mean, to be quite honest, like, you know, obviously in an aggressive uptrend like this, you know, it's very rare that a bear div won't give you anything. But you know, you know, shorting bearish divergences alone is not always going to give you a massive move to the downside, right? So like even up here, we had some very low time frame bearish divergences. Like even here, 5-minute bear div to the into the value area high, you at least get the move down to the POC, and then you come up here again. You actually had, I think, like micro bearish divergences up here. Yeah, price coming up, momentum coming down, right? But even that, right, in a bull market, in a massive uptrend, you are going to be looking for those higher lows and higher highs, right? Being conservative with the shorts and greedy with the longs. Any shorts that I have taken for a while now, honestly, ever since we had the bullish market structure here on the daily, all of these shorts all the way back to here, right? We were being a little bit more greedy with the shorts in these situations, right? But once we wound up getting that change of character, we took shorts up here in the premium Discord, calling this top almost perfectly, and we did take the short position, but even that was looked at as a potential bounce into key support for a higher low. And then once that happened, it is conservative with the shorts. We actually caught this as well. You know, conservative with the shorts, looking for those higher lows and continuations up. It's all about the context of the market. If you have a bearish divergence, even on especially on like a 15-minute, if you have a bear div, and you know the higher time frames look bullish, you would definitely want to look at that, you know, in the context of, hey, like this is probably going to give us a little bit of a cool off, but I'm going to be favoring longs. And it's not that you can't scalp that little bear div. You know, again, you would want other confirmations as well, but it's not that you can't scalp those bearish divergences, but you're obviously going to be looking, you know, at those longs a little bit more seriously, kind of just what I was talking about right here, right? Now, we did look at this short position. I was looking at this short position for a potential pullback. I didn't take the short, but you know, if I did take this, it would be looked at as lackluster, right? And then loading up a little bit bigger on the long position on the way back up, because the trend is your friend until the end. So you want to ride that big wave. And you know, even back here, you know, we found some low time frame. I don't know if I want to. I think it was up here, right? We were looking at or maybe it was right here. One of these we were looking at short positions. It was actually right here, right? In the premium live stream that we did on Friday, we were looking at this as a potential short setup within the context of our volume profile. And actually pull it up. I think I still have it here. Yeah, as we deviated above these highs, we had low time frame bear divs, which again wasn't making us look for a massive move to the downside. Actually, do I still have this up here? Yeah, I do actually. So yeah, you can see like this was looked at as a short, as a deviation above the high, looking to return back into the volume profiles and then get a move back down to the value area low, which is another area we were looking for long positions, right? So lackluster pullbacks, you can make money on those little scalp shorts, but then looking to flip long in a much bigger way because obviously the trend is up. And you could still hold a portion of that short position in case things nuke, right? Like sometimes you can get a bigger dip, right? And honestly, like there were some things looking like we could have potentially gotten a bigger pullback, but you got to lock in those profits on the shorts. Move your stop loss to break even, move your stop loss into profit, guarantee those winning trades, and then again, be more greedy with those long positions. So you can definitely make money here as we do in the premium Discord on these moves down, but you have to understand how to look at the shorts when you're in a massive, massive uptrend. So yeah, absolutely beautiful. Trading with the trend is actually, someone said this on the live stream the other day, said shorting in a bull market is not smart, which is, it's not really true if you know what you're doing, right? Like you can catch these moves, but you have to know that move is going to be lackluster. So you can 100% short in a bear market. You have tons of opportunities to catch scalp shorts or short in a bull market, tons of opportunities, but you just have to understand how to look at things. You're definitely going to want to favor the longs. Like I always say, be greedy with the longs, conservative with the shorts. So there you go. But let's see. I want to buy some alts. Should I do it now or wait? I'm FOMOing. Shout out to Nordic. I do want to take a look at some of these altcoins, guys, because as you know, Ethereum is getting a huge rip to the upside into our key levels that we looked at or have been looking at for quite some time. I'll talk about that in just a minute. But yeah, that's what I'm looking at on Bitcoin right now, guys. Again, I am long from down here. I am not necessarily, not that we can't continue to rip, but this is not typically where I look for longs. I wait for significant pullbacks, and then you want to short long as you come down into support and then enjoy the trend to the upside, right? We talk about this constantly. I know it gets hard to want to, it gets hard to not. It's very difficult to not want a long up here at the highs, but, time and time again, could we have ripped up out here? Yes, we could have completely gone, but I would have let that move happen. I would have sat on my hands. But what happened? We wound up getting the cool off, and then I looked for the long. So you have to, like any long positions that we look for, right? Like I didn't look to long on the big push up, right? I waited for a pullback to look for another long position. So be very careful. You don't want to, typically on these big moves up, if I'm not in a position, I let price, kind of do its thing. I wait for price, I'm not longing in this massive move to the upside. I wait for that consolidation. I pull my volume profile, and then I have the beautiful context, guys. The volume profiles are absolutely overpowered, right? You wait for the big move up. If I was long from down here, I hold it and enjoy the gains. But I am not FOMOing long as we push up, right? You wait for a little bit of consolidation, try to pull some kind of a range, and then you have context like, hey, this is a little bit overbought. We might be having some bearish divergences forming here, which again doesn't mean you're looking for a dump, but you're just looking for some kind of pullback as an opportunity to look for another long position for the continuation up, right? High, higher low, higher highs, right? And that's what you're looking at when that market structure is bullish. So yeah, like right now, I would have to, if I were not in a long position, I would have to either be on the lower time frames, looking at these volume profiles, waiting to come down to the low. If we break out again here, I'm not longing here. I would have to find that entry at a low, right? I want to enter on those pullbacks. But as of right now, just absolutely letting the longs print while we just kind of see if price wants to consolidate here, and then we could potentially not only look for new long positions, but also potential short positions, right? If we catch a nice little scalp short up here, we can look for a move back down to the value area low, and then if we get the bigger pullback, we will be in some kind of a position from the top, and then looking for those bigger long positions as we pull back. But right now, just simply letting those, letting price consolidate, give us some kind of, context that we can look at other than just longing on big green candles, right? Because you come up a couple of time frames here, right? Like this is not really where I like to enter longs. And again, it doesn't mean we can't continue up, but that's I like to long on the pullbacks, right? That's just generally what you want to do. But not financial advice. But we'll keep an eye on this as we continue to move up here. And yeah, we'll come back to check on Bitcoin. But real quick, guys, I want to take a look at Ethereum because obviously If you guys watch the channel, you know that we have been looking at Ethereum recently as it has been, and this is very important. We talk about this. We have been talking about this a lot lately. As Ethereum was in this consolidation zone, this is where we look at this as an area of balance. And based off auction market theory, guys, price is always seeking fair value. And if you've been here, drop some candles in the chat, drop a 1 in the chat, drop a sauce can if you have a membership, drop something in the chat to let me know that you guys we're here when we were looking at this. When we look at auction market theory, price is always seeking out fair value, and the fair value is found within these sideways ranges, aka the volume profiles that we look at, right? So this is considered fair value. Anything below the value area low is considered undervalued. Anything above the value area high is considered overvalued. And this is how we catch these amazing scalp longs, scalp shorts through these ranges, absolutely crushing the markets, but looking at the longer term, saying, hey, once we wind up breaking out of this area of balance and we get imbalance to the upside, price is going to do one of a few things, right? It's either going to, find imbalance, which means buyers are simply outweighing the sellers down here, and it's once we imbalance out of this range, price is either going to go find new balance, right? Come up to some random area and find new balance, create new value, or more than likely, more often than not, it will go out and seek previous fair value. And where was that previous fair value? It was sitting right up here in this range from between $3,000 all the way up to about $37.18. And not only is this nice to see on Ethereum, but it is also amazing to see for a lot of the other altcoins, because although we've been talking about this before the breakout on Ethereum, there are still some altcoins that are in this exact same setup with an upper area of value and a lower area of value, but they have not broken to the upside yet. So, if you feel like you missed the move on Ethereum, there are some other altcoins that look like they may be setting up nicely, and I'm going to talk about those in just a second. But real quick, I want to dig a little bit deeper into Ethereum because, this is absolutely beautiful, guys, because the other context that we were looking at, right, this was that lower range we were looking at, and then this 786 was the doorway to $3,100 to $3,200. And if you take anything away from this stream, guys, please, for the love of God, take the idea of volume profiles, auction market theory, and go study this stuff, because this is how we make these calls. What happens? We come up, we break this doorway, and this is not just a level that I'm looking at saying, hey, once we break out here, guys, I think that we can get a break up to $3,100 to $3,200, but we actually have reasons to be looking for those prices based off the actual charts. This was really the reason I looked at this like this was simply because if we pull up our May value area, you guys know I'll hide this lower range. We knew once we broke out of here, we are going to be looking at things in terms of this old volume profile pulled from May. And once we broke that 786, which was sitting right here, there was nothing in our way from giving us that move. And if we come up to a lower time frame, you guys can see price actually interacting with these levels. It's not just luck. Once price broke above that 786, we knew, right, 28.30, I believe, was the actual level. We break above that level, flip it to support, and there was nothing else above us holding us back from coming up to that POC and value area high. Because a lot of times that POC is sitting in the middle of the range, which gives you kind of like a hang up in the middle of the range, but we didn't have that in this case, right? You had the POC and the value area high just sitting at the high of the range, which is insane, or not insane, but very, very good for a move up, because that sometimes makes that value area high act as a super magnet, especially when you break that last level of resistance. And oftentimes, guys, quick moves down lead to quick moves up. And we can also spot this on the visible range volume profile via these volume gaps. You have all your volume down here from this massive range that we had. Let me hide the value area high, value area low, and POC off the VPVR. But once we wind up breaking out of that 786, we did have a decent fall off in volume here. We had a little spike right here, but other than that, pretty nice fall off in volume as you break out of this massive high volume node, looking for that move. And just based off the volume profiles, as always, guys, you are going to be looking for the value area low to hold the support, and then once you do that, eventually you are expecting to start that journey up to the POC value area high, and that wound up playing out perfectly. And obviously, we did have confluence on these zones, right? 31 to 3,200. The reason this was such a key level was not just the value area high POC, but also the fact that we had that current range right here. We had a weekly naked point of control as well as a golden pocket retracement, right? So I would say for Ethereum, if we continue up here as we play around with this spider line, if we can flip that spider line to support, the next zone I'm going to be looking at is the 786 and spider line confluence sitting between about 35.60 and then that 786 coming in at about 34.67. And just in general, guys, just looking at this as a simple volume profile, if I hide some of these other intermediary levels, the 786s, the fib pulls, the naked points of controls. If we're just looking at this, right, and we're looking at it in terms of a volume profile, we talk about this almost every stream before it happened. And I know I sound like a broken record here, but there's a reason I go over this stuff so much, guys, because it does play out more often than it doesn't. But just looking at this volume profile, guys, we are now above that value area low. As long as we hold above this level, we're going to be looking to continue that journey up to the POC, 3,500, flip that POC, looking to go to the value area high at 3,720. And the beautiful part about this is we have not even broken into the upper macro bull market range, because this is from 2024. If we zoom out here, guys, we obviously have our 2021 bull market range, which is sitting, basically where we're at right now. So those value area highs are actually pretty confluent here. But I do have this, where is that upper range? Let me see. I know I have it here somewhere. I could just pull it here. But this upper range right here could be, value area high sitting at 44.30. Right? That could be the next big target to the upside. But the fact that we are just inside this macro value area is absolutely beautiful. And then once we start breaking out of this, guys, that could mean that Bitcoin, that Ethereum is ready to absolutely rip. And like I said, if you're feeling like you missed this move, we're going to take a look at a couple of altcoins that are still potentially setting up in a very similar situation that have not gotten the break to the upside. So shout out to anybody making money out there on Ethereum. Absolutely. Benjamin Franklin. Yo, shout out to Lil Peb. Let's see. Shout out to Hugh Jess. He says, Frankie, where's your dimple? Did you sell it for an altcoin bag? Do I have dimples? I don't think I have dimples. Shout out to Jess. But let's see here. Yo, shout out to Emilio. Thank you for the super chat, bro. I appreciate you so much. He said, how much profit to take when you're 100% up? Shout out to Emilio. I mean, it's kind of a loaded question. I mean, for me, it really depends on each individual trade. Is it a spot trade? Is it a leverage trade? It really does depend on a lot of different things. How much profit you should be taking. It really depends on the situation, right? Like I would take a different amount of profit on one trade. It could be totally different from trade to trade. But yeah, on a spot bag, let's see. For a spot trade, it's hard, right? Like, what are your goals with crypto? I talked about this on Friday's live stream at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's like, when you get into crypto, obviously the goal is to make as much money as possible. But if you approach your actual strategy as I'm going to make as much money as possible, you're going to wind up never taking profit, which I like. Emilio Italiano. Yo, shout out to my paisan out there, bro. But yeah, it's if you go into it with I'm just going to make as much money as possible, it's a really dangerous situation to be in, just because you're just going to be holding on for some infinite amount of money. And if when you eventually don't hit that higher target, you're going to wind up holding on, hoping for those higher gains. And then that's how you wind up holding a bag all the way to the bottom. And if you've been in crypto for more than one or two cycles, you know that most people, when they get in on their first cycle, they typically do wind up holding at least some of their portfolio back to the bottom of the bear market. So I do recommend having profit targets. What do you want out of crypto? What is a realistic gain that you're looking at? Do you want to buy a house? Are you looking to flip $1,000 into $50,000, $100 into $10,000? Like, what are you trying to do? Figure out your goals and then actually ladder out of the market on the way up. I don't recommend just holding on to your coins until you hit like some profit target, like you think ETH's going to go to 10K. And again, this is just a random number. I wouldn't, if you thought that $10,000 was like your highest target, I would not just be holding for that $10,000 target. And a lot of new people will wind up doing that, especially in a parabolic bull run when everything just keeps going up and it feels like it's never going to stop. But the reality of the situation is at some point it will stop. This happens every cycle. Going back to Bitcoin here, when you're looking at this, you're thinking to yourself, oh my God, everybody's rich. Everybody's making a ton of money. This thing's never going to go down. Every pullback gets ripped. And then eventually you get shocked with a bigger pullback. And then, oh my God, it's going to 100,000. And then you get the bear market to come in. So that euphoria, especially when you start to feel that euphoria, just understand that price will not go up and to the right. It will go up and to the right forever, I believe, right? Meaning on a higher time frame, Bitcoin goes up and to the right. I mean, this is just if you never sell Bitcoin, eventually you're in profit, right? Which is a nice thing. But, just generally, if you're looking to flip your bags in the cycles, I wouldn't just be holding on randomly. You want to have those profit targets and ladder on the way out, whether that's, 10% when you break the new all-time high. It also depends on your entry, right? If you enter in the bottom of the bear market, when you get back to the all-time high, maybe you don't want to take profits, but if you do, it maybe be a certain percentage. And then you could kind of do like a weighted DCA on the way out, right? Like 10% here, 20% there, 40% here, right? And then up that percentage as you go up. So it's kind of hard to say, right? Like, if I'm up 100% on one thing and I think that's looking a little bearish on the chart, I might sell some of that bag and then go redeploy that capital into things that haven't pumped as hard, right? So for example, not that I'm selling any of my Ethereum, but let's just say, if from a trading perspective, right? If you're down here, you bought a bunch of Ethereum and then like you're up X amount, like especially on a leverage trade, and you make a bunch of money here, you might want to, kick some of that bag into something that may have not broken out. Now, my long-term spot bags on ETH, I am just holding. I want to be clear. I'm not like selling any of my Ethereum up here. But, it really depends on the situation. So hopefully that gives you some kind of insight into how I handle it. But yeah, let's get checking on Bitcoin real quick. What's she doing? Oh, she's trying to push back up, baby. She's trying to push. Let's see, when is alt season coming? So let's talk about that, guys. Now, as you know, we have been looking at a few different things, trying to anticipate when alt season will be here. Now, I mean, you could argue that alt season is, somewhat starting. I wouldn't call this like actual alt season, but I will say there's been a lot of coins that we've been looking at here that do look very, very nice. Actually, funny enough, look at Ondo, baby. Ondo in that same setup as Ethereum here, right? And quickly, it is getting the breakout. Even as Ethereum was breaking out here, Ondo was tracking a little bit further behind, and now we are starting to get that breakout. So, what did Ethereum do when we broke out of that range, right? It's going to go seek out that previous area of value, guys. So, looking at something like Ondo, which was a little bit behind as we were looking at it over the past couple of weeks, but now we're starting to get that push up. Where do we think that Ondo is likely to go? Very simply put, I would be looking at these upper value areas. Now, not only can you look at this local one, but you could even probably pull this. I don't know how pretty this is going to be. Yeah, it's not really going to be that pretty. But yeah, I mean, really, that next upper value area is going to be up here, guys. When price breaks out of an area of balance, it is going to seek previous balance, which is definitely the next major area is going to be sitting up here. But nobody wants to buy Ondo as it's coming down to the long zone. Nobody wants to buy as it's pulling back. Everybody wants to buy on the way up. Now, by no means at all am I saying that it's too late at all, right? Like, we are still, I know it feels really bullish. We have a lot of retail coming back in, hopefully very soon, but this is, in my opinion, not too late, right? Like, we got a nice little, what was this on Ondo? A nice, 66% pullback. Like, this is accumulation. Same thing on TIA. We've been looking at TIA for quite some time. TIA also still back down here in that accumulation range, and Ethereum has gotten that move up into that previous area of balance. Ethereum's kind of floating up in here, right? Like, a lot of these alts, in my opinion, that are set up like this are likely to follow suit on Ethereum at some point. And I'm going to pull up one of the coins that we've been looking at last week that is absolutely playing out perfectly of what we were looking for. The exact signals we were looking for wound up playing out, and that is Polkadot, guys. Shout out to Emilio. Shout out to Emilio, my paisan. Emilio Italiano says, thanks, Dogecoin to the moon. I guess I'm holding until $1 to $2. Shout out to Emilio. We can take a look at Dogecoin for you in just a second, bro. But yeah, guys, Dogecoin. Dot. As we were looking at Dot down here, not only was Dot still in the was Dot not only in that accumulation range down here with our 2024 highs up here. This is kind of the situation we were looking at on Ethereum, right? Little range down here, upper value area. Dot is probably going to seek out these prices. But Dot has 2021 all-time highs that we can look at as well. And when you look at it in this aspect, right, or this perspective, guys, accumulation, when things really start to rip, as long as Dot's not going to go to zero, we could be looking for Dot to come up into this upper value area. This is like where Ethereum is starting to push up into, right? So a lot of these alts that have not broken out yet are potentially in really, really good situations. Now, I will say this, right? On last week's live stream, I don't know if it was Friday, I believe it was Friday, we were looking at something very specific. There was a reason why I was looking for Dot to potentially push up here. And it had to do with the weekly green dot that was printing, as well as the 10-hour money flow that was crossing over or looking to cross over into the green on Friday, right? We had that money flow starting to trend up. We had that weekly green dot, and when you see that weekly green dot with the 10-hour money flow, oftentimes, and this has been the case for a lot of other coins, when that 10-hour money flow crosses over, this is that 1/16th market cipher B strategy where you see that crossover into the green, and oftentimes that is the start of a much bigger trend to the upside. Money flow indicates the longer-term trend here, so if this stays in the green, we can look for an overall trend to the upside, and this is now the value area you're in, and even from where we're at right now, it could be a 51% gain, and those are the local targets, right? You start zooming out here, this is looking pretty nice if you do wind up getting the push into the previous value area and hopefully all-time highs, but even up to the previous all-time high, guys, 593% from where we're at right now. So Polkadot's still definitely in this zone. Now, we already have gotten that big move up. Shout out to the premium Discord. Actually dropped this sauce in the Alt TA channel here on Polkadot. Not only let me see right here, right? Polkadot saying, hey guys, as we're deviated below this volume profile, we're putting in bullish divergences, looking for a push up, potentially for 100% gain into that value area high. Now, again, this is not a guarantee, right? But this is, again, we're seeing a lot of other coins do it. So you want to snipe those coins that have not gotten that move just yet. And not only were we below that value area with bullish divergences, guys, with the 10-hour money flow crossing into the green, with that weekly red dot, but we also had a short squeeze that was building on Ethereum, letting the Mafia know in the premium here as we had price trending up. Everybody's shorting the heck out of DOT thinking it's dead. They are shorting it, right? And where do those short stop losses have to go? They have to go above, right? And then as we see the spot CVD coming up, this is showing people buying and holding Polkadot. So that what does that tell us, right? That tells us that this uptrend was basically fueled by people buying on spot, and all these people that were shorting into the uptrend were eventually going to get squeezed out of the market for a pop to the upside. And then not too shortly after that, we wound up getting that push to the upside. When I dropped that update in the Discord, Polkadot was like hanging out down here, and then we wound up getting that squeeze back up into this range. And this is nice to see. As long as we're able to hold this value area low, or even if we slip it, this is the level to flip to support in order to call for that bigger move to the POC and value area high, and hopefully eventually beyond. So yeah, there you go, guys. And then, there's other, I'm going to probably maybe today, I have premium live stream a little bit later, but I will try to drop an altcoin update and show you guys the coins that I'm looking at, the coins that I'm picking up, and for the specific reasons, right? Actually showing you the chart, why I'm picking these up, and not just buying other alts that I've already pumped at the high, right? I'm not picking them up on the massive green candles. But yeah, zoom out, guys. There is still time here. I don't want anyone getting super, super FOMO. When you have coins looking like this, I mean, there's a few of them, and we'll see. Maybe XRP can get a move in here as well. But yeah, let's see, bada boom. Shout out to Jay Edits. Thank you for the super chat, bro. He said, can you check H-bar? It hasn't had any major moves yet, like many other alts. Yeah, shout out to Jay Edits. We could take a look at that in just a second. Duke says 24-hour stream. Oh, boy. Should we do a 24-hour stream? I can only stop streaming when Bitcoin stops making all-time highs. It is overtime here at the Frankie Candle studio, guys. That is for sure. Bull market means no sleep, baby. Actually, there was no sleep in the bear market either. But, yeah. Let's see. Bada boom. And for me personally, guys, on DOT, I have accumulated DOT throughout this major range here in case, this rip was going to be the big rip to the upside. So I had accumulated down here a little bit. So hopefully this is the low here. And, another thing that we look at here, guys, is the 2-day bull divs on altcoins. For a lot of alts in the bottom of the bear market, the 2-day bull divs were the things that was kind of the all-time low, right? Last time Polkadot had a 2-day bull div, right, was all the way back here, right, which was basically the bottom, right? We came down. We put those lower lows in on price. We put those higher lows in on our momentum waves. Money flow came up, and that wound up resulting in a 240% pump. Right, so we're just seeing a very similar thing happen here, except now we're seeing Ethereum start to break out. Now, another thing that we've been looking at, guys, is the RTY, or the Russell 2000, which is essentially like the, it's kind of like Total 3, but for stocks, right? It shows you the lower cap stocks. And when you see this breakout, this is typically very good for altcoins, right? And just the market overall, crypto in general, right? You see this Russell 2000 breakout. Typically, it is a good sign for alt season to come in pretty soon, or at least give the altcoins a nice little pump. And the fact that we finally saw this happen, we have a lot of other bigger things popping up, right? We just got the first crypto pro crypto president. So, there's a lot of big things at play here. So, looking at that 2-day bull div on DOT, this was not even as good of a situation, in my opinion, as it was down here. Now, again, this is not financial advice. I'm not saying that we can't have a black swan. I'm not saying that, price is definitely just going to rip up here. But again, we're playing a game of probabilities here when it comes to trading and, investing in general. It is a game of probabilities. And when you see this stuff happen, it is, you just want to play that game, right? We can check. Let me take a quick look at H-bar real quick. We'll pull it up on, MEXC usually has good price history. Yeah, I mean, let me see if I can get, is that all we're going to get on price history? Let me check. Yeah, Bybit has a little bit less. H-bar. Smash that like button, guys. If we get $1,000, if we get $1,000 likes, we will be giving away $1,000 in Solana. So smash up that like button if you want free Solana. Let's see. Just getting in front of the charts. Now looks like another green day. Shout out to Mike E20. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Shout out to Mike. Yeah, absolutely. Another green day for Bitcoin here. But let's go ahead and I guess that's probably pretty much the, that's going to be, we'll go on the MEXC chart for the price history here. But yeah, kind of a similar situation here, right? If we just look locally, right, here are the 2024 highs. This is basically where I'm pulling a lot of these ranges from, right? Something like this. This is a little wonky. I'd probably pull it like that. Bada boom. Yeah, this range is a little bit wonky just because of this this big dip and this big rip. So actually, it's not the cleanest range, but just in the macro here, right? Here's 2021. You have your kind of bottom consolidation, right? If you believe in H-bar, I've been saying this for it's the same thing. Right, there's your kind of area of balance, your lower accumulation, right? Once this winds up popping out of here, right? Even, fall off in volume. Let me pull up that VPVR really quickly. Come on, volume. Come on, volume. Come on, volume. All right, volume's not going to move. But, this is kind of your last area that is going to give you a hang up, in my opinion, right? Quick move down. Whoops. Quick move down oftentimes means a quick move up, right? So once we start breaking out of this range, we could potentially see H-bar start to pop up into some of these higher levels. Now, there's not enough history on this chart here on H-bar, but, if you have to pull this range, that upper value area is simply sitting right here. And if you're thinking to yourself, Frankie, there's no way that this voodoo is just going to work, don't take my word for it, guys. Don't just believe some crazy guy on YouTube. Go to the charts and check out these previous situations that have happened. And I bring this up all the time. Famously, here on Bitcoin, guys, we looked at this exact thing popping up on the higher time frames. Let me pull up the let me pull this up real quick on. Do I have it on here? I don't think so. Yeah, let's pull it up here on the Bitstamp chart, right? Your macro range, your macro bull market range. Let me hide the case for 100K. Your macro volume profile, it's the same exact thing, right? You have your lower accumulation. You start breaking out. Value area low is key resistance until proven otherwise. Hit your head, hit your head. Once you get above that value area low, this is where you look for the journey up to your value area high and potentially beyond. We broke out, bullishly retested that value area high, and now we're off to the races, right? So it's the same thing with a lot of these altcoins, right? It's the same exact, like even on H-bar, right? It's the same exact thing that we're looking at, right? You have that macro volume profile. It does look a little bit different, but those 2021 volume profiles, once you get up here, it's going to be key resistance, right? Whether, depending on when you get up there, it doesn't matter, right? Resistance until proven otherwise. Flip that value area low. You're looking for a move up. The nice thing here is, there's a lot of space here, right? So this is probably, once you break out, going to be giving you pretty big God candles to the upside, targeting this final move. And this is a little bit of a smaller range because there's not as much history as Bitcoin. But yeah, absolutely, a lot of these altcoins, guys. I am picking up altcoins right now, as I've been saying for the past couple of weeks, looking at these setups. And I will try to make a altcoin update. I've been saying that for a while, but things have been pretty busy here. And you can just see, guys, it's like, lower range, breakout. Where are we going to go? Probably going to go revisit this volume profile, right? That's Chainlink. If we break above this POC, we're probably looking up towards about 1770. Taking a look at Dogecoin. Let's take a look at Dogecoin, obviously. And here we are. What have we been looking at on Dogecoin, guys? We came back down, tested the POC of this range. We get the move up. This is your doorway to higher prices. I think, yeah, we have it labeled here, doorway to higher prices. As long as we stay above this level, the next spot for Dogecoin to go, the next likely place for price to go is going to be 26 cents. Once you flip that key level of support, which is the POC, you're going to be looking for that move up to the value area high. Very, very, very nice to see in that macro volume profile. Now, again, am I chasing the pump on Doge? Absolutely not. Right? If I were looking to, any Doge I hold is being held from down here or over here, right? I am not chasing this pump on Doge, and you might think like, oh my God, I'm missing the boat on Doge. If you buy it here, are you eventually going to be in profit even if you get a pullback? Very likely you will. Not financial advice, but for me, why am I going to buy this after it's already ripped from, this bottom range? We've already seen Dogecoin rip 400%. Why am I going to buy this as it's up 400% when I have all these other coins that have not broken out, or at least just starting to break out or have not broken out of their lower ranges, right? We have a lot of coins looking like this. So yeah, definitely going to be we have a lot of stuff that's looking pretty nice. Even our weave here, right? Kind of a similar situation where you have that lower, you have this lower volume profile. Whoops. Pull this to here, right? Your lower volume profile right down here. Right now, this obviously did get the breakout, very similar to Dogecoin. But what happens? You get the breakout, back down, you test that value area high as support. Dogecoin came down to tap the POC, but this one tested the value area high. And this is kind of, behind Dogecoin, right? If we just look at these side by side, right? Dogecoin broke out, retested the previous range, and then a big move, right? Come back over here. Accumulation, break out of the range, retested the prior range. Are we about to get that big move up? A lot of things look like that, guys. And then just looking at Market Cipher here, taking a look at the weekly, green dot printing, so we're going to go right down to that 10-hour money flow. What is that 10-hour money flow doing? It's coming up into the green here. If we get that crossover, it could be signaling a move very similar to what we saw on Polkadot before it actually happened, right? We see the money flow coming up on Friday. We say, hey, look for that weekly green dot to confirm. It could give us a move up. And then again, extra sauce in the premium. We spotted that short squeeze. And then literally we were like in this little trend up on Saturday looking for that short squeeze. And then boom, we get that push to the upside. Absolutely beautiful stuff here, and a lot of stuff does look pretty good. And again, I will try to drop that altcoin update for you guys so you get a good idea of what I'm looking at. Shout out to Jesse. Shout out to Jesse. Thank you for the super chat. Said, breaking news, XRP is finally moving. We can take a quick look at XRP real quick. Let me pull up let's take a look at XRP. XRP here. Let's take a look. That's not the chart I want. Is this it? Yeah, here. Same thing that we're looking at on XRP. And actually, was this from last week? This was from last week. As we were looking at XRP, we said, let's keep this line on the chart in case it winds up playing out. But here we are, right? Get the move here is to get that move into this macro value area. Very similar to everything else, guys. Very similar to everything else. You have those May 2021 highs, right? 2018, 2017 highs up here. There's your 2020 range or 2021 macro value area. We come up. You break above this, right to the POC, right out, right? Every time you break this, it's like, oh, XRP wants to go. Oh, XRP wants to go. Right? But we just need to get above this level, and XRP remains the same, guys. About 61 to 62 cents remains that key level of resistance to break to support, flip to support in order to get that big move up to about 83 cents and potentially even beyond up to about the value area high or up to the value area high at about $1.21. XRP still, right? I'm not buying XRP anymore. I already have an immense bag of XRP that has basically just been sitting flat forever. So I'm loaded up on my XRP. So I'm just kind of waiting here for the breakout, hoping for it. But same thing, right? Like, we don't have the 2-day bull div, unfortunately, at the low here. We do have the 2-day bull div down here at the actual low. Money flow on the 2-day, crossing back over into the green. Let's check that weekly. I think XRP looks a little different, but we've confirmed that weekly green dot on XRP, checking that 10-hour money flow. That 10-hour money flow is crossed over into the green now. Is this signaling the bigger move to the upside, right? Weekly green dot with the 10-hour money flow crossover into the green could be signaling that bigger move up. Is this the start of it? Are we about to start holding this uptrend, flip this value area low for a bigger move up to that POC again at 83 cents? Absolutely possible here. Absolutely possible. You are a little bit overbought here, but again, it is a bull market, right? So not just shorting these red dots here. Definitely not looking to do that. So we'll see what happens here. Those are the signals I'm looking at on XRP, and we are definitely tapping on the doorway to higher prices. So we'll have to see what happens here. And a lot of people ask me, Frankie, what is your bull case for XRP? And here's the targets, guys, to the upside. Fill this value area high. Or fill this value area up to the value area high, looking at about $1.23. If we break out above this, previous value area low at $1.60 up here. This is from the 2017 high. Obviously, XRP did not make a new all-time high in 2021. God, that was painful. And just remember, guys, just because everything goes up doesn't mean, this obviously XRP was fighting the case with the SEC, so that was a reason that was, still ripped. But, there's a reason why that didn't happen. But, I'm just looking at the value area high here, up at about, 257. Let's see if we can get back up there. And then if we get into price discovery for XRP, here's my targets, guys. I am not just holding on for $100 on XRP. Target number one going to be, for me, between $5 and $14 is going to be like the super bull case for XRP. Can it go higher? Sure. Anything can happen, but these are going to be the levels that I'll be looking for XRP to come up into to reassess the situations, right? If we come up to $9, if we are lucky enough to get up there, right, and we start seeing like money flow on the weekly coming out, massive high time frame bear divs, if the order flow looks bearish, right, if we see those bearish signals up here, I am going to act accordingly, but, potentially a move into $14 is kind of the highest I'm willing to look at this moment, right? And then if we get up there and things look crazy, like we're going, oh my God, this thing's going to rip, then we can look at the higher targets. But that's what I'm looking at on XRP, based off, actual technical reasons, right? These are not just random lines. I feel like XRP can hit $5 to $14. This is all based off actual analysis. It's not just like, I think if we get up there, people will FOMO in, and I think that that's going to like pump us up maybe to these levels. It's all based off actual information, guys. I'm not just guessing here. Although, TA doesn't guarantee that you're going to see that stuff play out. You got to use that actual data to, give you some, sound analysis. But shout out to Brian Farris, thank you so much for the super chat. Said, good retest on Doge. Where do you invest 10K now? Shout out to Brian. Are you asking me where I would invest 10K into Doge? Like what level would I want to invest 10K into Doge? I tell you what, like, again, I always say this, guys, right? Like, can we just moon from here, right? Anything is possible, but like, I am definitely not buying Doge up here, right? Like I said, like down here when no one wants to buy it is where you want to buy it, or after a big pullback is where you want to buy it, retesting previous range highs. And again, just remember the other altcoins we just looked at in either this situation, right, after the retest, or just in this situation and on Polkadot's, in Polkadot's case, guys, like literally in this situation, right? So there's a lot of altcoins, still a lot of opportunity. But for me, 10K, it depends. Is 10K all the money? Is that my entire bag that I'm investing? It's kind of hard to say, right? It really depends on your risk tolerance. It depends on kind of like what your edge is, right? For me, I always say in crypto, it's a big like shiny. There's a lot of shiny object syndrome in crypto, and narrative hopping is a very smart thing. You want to put your money where the attention is, where the pumps are happening. But for me, right, like my edge is obviously the charts, right? So for me to do like in-depth analysis on meme coins and trying to find insider wallets and tracking their addresses and all this stuff, right? This is going to take away from the edge that I've worked to build for very, very long, right? So charts are my actual edge. So a lot of my investment is going to weigh heavily on a chart, right? Because regardless of the news, regardless of the fundamentals, if the chart looks good, very likely those signals are going to play out. Now, I'm not saying if you see a bullish confirmation or something, if the chart looks good on a scam, they can obviously still rug pull you, right? Or, it doesn't, just because the chart looks good does not guarantee price will go up, but that is my edge, right? Like this is, obviously I come up here all the time. I talk about what I think price is going to do, and we are right way more than we're wrong. So that's my edge, right? That's what I use to make my money for the most part. We catch the scalps, and I also use, obviously, the TA to long-term invest as well. So that's my edge, right? So that's what I would focus on, and for me, I would be looking at the most bullish charts. So for me, I mean, depending on what projects you like, I'm looking at things like Polkadot that are very undervalued in my opinion, things like TIA that are very undervalued in my opinion, things like Beam that are potentially not going to be undervalued for much longer, right? We are breaking out of that lower range, right? With bullish signs. Your 10-hour money flow's kind of been bing-bonging around in the green here for a little bit, so it's not as perfect of a setup. Your weekly VWAP is kind of just making waves above that zero line, so not as clear on market cipher B, but just in general here, guys, right? There's no 2021 high on Beam here, so, this is a little bit undervalued in my opinion, right? So it really depends, but just understand, right, like I'm not... I'm much more of a chart person than I am like a, fundamental person, right? I understand the projects. I know what a lot of them do, and I'm not investing in complete garbage, but all I need is some decent fundamentals, decent tokenomics, and then a banger chart, and then that is where I'm putting my money. But I am definitely not chasing the pumpers, right? It's very hard to not FOMO in. Oh, my God, Bitcoin's ripping. Everyone's making money, right? But everyone who's making money was buying lower, right? So you don't want to FOMO in at those tops. So one thing I would not do is chase the pumpers. I would go in there and find things that have not ripped yet, right? Or even things that have ripped but have cooled off a bit, right? Even Chainlink testing that previous range high, and then, are we about to make that not new all-time high, but that new, local high, breaking this high here at 2250, that could be the thing, right? And then, like, even looking at your Fibonacci retracements, right? We came down for a 786 retracement of this impulse to the upside. That would be where you're looking for the higher low, and then we would be looking for another high to come in at some point, right? So I'm looking at things that have not pumped as hard, not chasing those gainers just yet. I would wait for, but not that you can't buy Dogecoin, but for me personally, you could buy it up there. I'm not telling you what to do, obviously, but for me, I would rather wait for a pullback to invest into Doge. So there you go. Hopefully that helps you out. Chase the pumpers. Shout out to Jonah Plainclothes. Welcome in, bro. Good to see you. Let's see. Doge to the moon. Yeah, you're either late or not. Uncle, you're late or not at all. Shout out to Far Art Channel. Yeah, like all my Doge that I own was honestly bought down here. Doge is not something I hold a ton of, not because I don't think it'll rip. I think Doge will do very, very good, especially with the whole Elon Musk thing going on. I think Doge's going to do great, in my own personal opinion. But yeah, I just can't buy it up here. Let's see. Brett's going to be the play this cycle. Shout out to Jess. Shout out to I see his name is not Jess, it's Jas. Shout out to Jas. Brett's going to be the play this cycle. I mean, if we take a look at Brett here, I will say this is another thing we've been looking at on the live streams. I will take a look here. For the past few weeks, guys, even on this last approach to the value area high, looking at these prior ranges, accumulation, once you break out, where are we going to go? And you're already testing that value area low of the next major range. If we flip this to support, now who knows how high Brett can go, but right now, POC at 14 cents, value area high at 16 cents. That's already, even from where we are here, let me pull this real quick. It's a 36% pump for Brett, but then once you break this and you're into all-time highs, who knows how high you can go. So yeah, we've been looking at that as well. So yeah, Brett, I don't think Brett is a bad play either. Solana, yeah, we could take a look at Sui and Solana real quick. Let me pull up Solana. Bada boom, Solana, $219. Let me see if we can pull up our, let's see if we can pull up our chart here on Solana. We did look at some upper targets on Solana here, and it does look like we are right on track with what we were looking at, I believe, on Friday. I'll be able to tell by the actual line here that we drew. So yeah, when was this? This was on Friday, right? Thursday, probably Friday if I had to guess. Looking, if we break out of this range, next likely place for Solana to go is going to be between 228 and about 234, right? I don't know, exactly when that's going to happen, but you can see here, once we break out of that range, flip this value area high to support, that's going to be the next target. So we're not there just yet at that target, but that is still going to be the next big level that I'll be looking at for Solana. One more time, between 234 and 228. Does that mean that I am longing Solana here? And again, with like leverage trades, it's a little different, right? Like I'm not leverage longing Solana here in hopes of coming up here. Does it mean that we can't get up here right now? Like if I degen long at the top here, can we pump up here? Absolutely. It's not impossible. But for me, right, like the longs on Solana were, again, down here at the bottom of the range, or even like on a retest down here, or even on a retest locally on that value area high. If you were looking again, right, what are you looking for? Same thing on Bitcoin, guys, right? You get the big move up, wait for the consolidation, get the context, look for the trades. Big move up, you wait for the consolidation. I can just tell by looking at this, if you pull the volume profile, you probably would have been looking for a short here, down to the bottom of the range, long here, back to the top of the range, and then a short here, and then a long here, right? This is how I caught that long on Bitcoin, right? You just simply pull your volume profile, right? And again, it's you have to know what to look for to actually enter the trades, which we obviously go over in the premium Discord. But yeah, if I were bullish on Solana looking for another move up and I thought we were going to, break out of this resistance zone on this daily naked point of control value area high confluence, right? Where am I looking for the longs? I'm going to be looking for shorts up here, longs down here. Shorts up here, longs down here. It doesn't mean I'm taking every single trade, but if I were looking for a long, I'd probably try to take a long here. Right, and then we came back down, looking for longs as we deviate, right? And again, with confirmations. But that's where you want to find the positions. But here, if you want to look, if I wanted to look for a long, I would have to go into a lower time frame context, which would basically be like what we're seeing right here. Come on, there we go, right? So, I would have to wait to see if we get some consolidation here. If we come back down to the low, I could potentially look for longs back up to the high in hopes that we get the breakout to that target at about 228, that first target at 228. Can we break out here? Absolutely. But if I don't have that setup, I can't take the trade if I don't have the setup. If you wanted to just YOLO into it, right, you could take the gamble, but, you're not going to make money over enough time, right? That's not going to play out, right? You're going to get lucky on some gambles. Absolutely. That's fun. Just understand that, like, for sound, for sound confirmations, like sound trades to be profitable over time consistently, you need those trade setups to actually present themselves, right? And it's like literally exactly what I was looking at on the longs here, right? My long for Bitcoin, right? We saw the pump and we're like, oh my God, new all-time high. Oh my God, new all-time high. Oh my God, new all-time high, right? Like, it's hard to not FOMO in there, but what do? I don't care if this goes, right? Because in my opinion, this is a low probability continuation, right? I would have to wait for the pullback. And now where are we? We are literally long from that bottom, up here. Actually, yeah, literally long from this bottom. Right? People say, Frankie, how do you snipe the bottom? And it's because I'm not saying to myself, this is definitely going to be the bottom before 80K. I'm looking at everything in terms of volume profiles because that is the high probability in my opinion. I know if we hold here, we get the bullish confirmations that I look for. I know it's very likely that we're going to get a continuation up in some form, right? And then in a bull market, I look to hold a portion of that position for higher. And that's how I do it, right? I'm not longing just like randomly entering my long position on a big pump. That's how you enter, get stopped out, and then price goes the way you thought it was going to go anyway, right? Especially if you know that you have liquidity sitting down below, which was the case here, where you have your range low here, where a lot of people were probably looking for longs. Their stop losses are down below, and then you pull that volume profile. This is how I build those trade setups. I say to myself, if we come down here, what am I looking for, right? We're coming down to support. Right? Do I have if we're going to come down and put a higher low in and continue up, where's that higher low likely to come in? Well, definitely could come in at support, but more likely it's going to come in at your golden pocket 786 retracement, which obviously was sitting right here on this impulse to the upside, right? We pull that move, golden pocket comes in perfect confluence with that value area low. And again, that was put in the premium Discord just to kind of show that I'm not, we don't just make this stuff up, right? We don't just make this stuff up. I actually, we actually look for this stuff, right? Coming down, golden pocket. This setup was actually a little hard to get in there quick enough, right? Like I saw that golden pocket. We got that swing failure, liquidity grab of the lows here into that golden pocket value area low confluence. I knew it was very likely to come up to this golden value area high golden pocket 786. That was kind of the idea here in case we did not continue up. I took profits. And then I hold a portion of it to continue up. And now we are long from the bottom here, right? So not making this up. It was kind of hard to get that set up in there in time because it was happened very quickly. You got to be quick on those lackluster pullbacks on big pumps like this. But we were able to get it in there at about 79K. And, now we're sitting up here at about 85K. We see these moves before they happen, guys. And again, we don't get it right 100% of the time, but we absolutely are right 100 times more than we are wrong. And it's all about managing the risk. If you're taking smaller losses and bigger wins and you have a more than, basically a more than random hit win rate, right? Like a more than random probability, then, you are very likely to, continuously make money here. It's not easy, but it is, it's simple. It's really the psychology that will get you. If you guys want to check out the premium Discord, we do have a link in the description down below, and the prices will be going up this week. If you get in before we raise the prices, I'm thinking Wednesday. We announced this last week. If you get in before the price raises, you will be grandfathered in at the price you get in at, right? So you get like the, I know we're kind of already in a bull market. We've been in a bull market, but it'll be like the bear market pricing, right? You get in now, the prices are going to go up at some point this week. So we will, you will be grandfathered in at the current prices. If you guys want to check it out, link in the description down below. Tony D just dropped in that link for you guys if you're interested. It is not a signals group. I want to be very, very clear. It is not a signals group. I do not tell you when to buy. I do not tell you when to sell. I simply show you the setups I'm looking for, the confirmations I'm looking for, and what I will be looking for to actually enter the trades. I'm trying to find setup here, right? Like we come down, we talk about the actual confirmations I'll be looking at, and I just keep you guys updated on what I'm doing, what my plans are, what my trades are, the key levels. You get shared. I share all my charts so you guys can import my actual charts into your trading view, get all my levels. But I want to be clear, it is very much not a signals group. I'm trying to find like a good example here, right? So like this little short position that we took, right? We were looking for this ahead of time, right? Set up here saying, hey, if we wind up getting a move up to these levels and we see these confirmations, I will be looking for a potential move down, right? It might not play out to full TP. Oftentimes they do, but that is, what I do, right? We look to front run that price action. I let you know what I'm looking at, and I share it. It's very educational. We go live twice a week. I'm very active in here. I post all the time in here, probably spend more time in here than I do with Mrs. Candles. So yeah, check it out. Link in the description down below. We also accept crypto now, guys, and if you want to get like free access or kind of like a free trial to see exactly what we do here in the premium, you could come on over to the free Discord, go to the dining room, and if you use any of our affiliate links down below, you will get free access. And in this channel, or in this channel, I guess it's the channel. I don't know how Discord works, guys. But in this channel, you have a bunch of free sauce here, especially if you're already on our affiliate links. You literally get access to this. You don't have to do anything extra. You just have to come in here and then read these directions to get in, and you will get one. I'm going to scroll up here because I don't know if we posted yet today. I don't want to leak it. But we will post one premium TA post per week. I do this every single day, multiple times in the actual premium. But we do one post per week to give you guys a little bit of a teaser of what we do. Some fire long setups. This long from 59K absolutely slapped. So we do put a lot of times it's trade setups. Sometimes it's just general TA. But you guys can get like a kind of a free trial and a taste of what we do here. And yeah, we have if you use our Femex, Blowfin, Mexi, or BingX links, you can get in there for free. So check that out if you guys are interested. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Shout out to Troy. Yo, shout out to Troy. Thank you so much for the super chat. Said thanks for all the insights. I really appreciate it. Shout out to Troy. Yeah, we like to give. I try to give away like as literally as much free value as I possibly can. Obviously, we have the paid Discord, but again, not a signals group. I don't want people coming in there thinking like, it's a signals group. I'm going to tell you when to buy and sell. I don't do that. It's not going to help you. I literally give you all the best fishing gear, and I point you to the spot where the fish are, and I give you the best bait, and you go to that spot, you throw in your line, and then if those fish bite, I tell you exactly how to know if those fish are biting, and then I actually teach you how to go fish, right? You're getting the fire fishing gear, you're getting the fire bait, and you're getting the best fishing spots. I teach you how to fish so you can go out and continuously make money in this market, not so you're a slave to my TA. And yeah, so shout out to the Mafia, and shout out to the Premium Discord. We got a lot of awesome people in there, and people seem to love it. Shout out to Blockchain Poodles. Bro, thank you for the super chat. He said, you're epic, my guy. Shout out to Blockchain Poodles. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you so much. He also wants to see Crow. We can take a look at Crow, no problem. Don't forget to smash up that like button, guys. 1,000 likes, and we're giving away $1,000 in Solana. So smash up that like button. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, guys, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of these urgent market updates, so you are aware of all of this stuff that we're seeing before all of these moves, before price moves. We are typically seeing this stuff before price actually, starts to move. So yeah, you can imagine how beneficial this is. And even if you're not in the premium Discord, not in the free Discord, if you're not in any of that, right, you just tune into these live streams, guys, there is infinite free sauce on this YouTube channel, on these live streams every single weekday, in the market updates, on the tutorials. My channel is literally a free trading course. So there you go. But yeah, let's take a look here. So, I mean, hey, did we get the 2-day bull div down here? Not really. Yeah, kind of. Yes, you did. Yeah, 2-day bull div. I mean, this looks, dang. Crow, absolute moonshot. 2-day bullish divergence into this local value area low, which very likely was a retest of this prior range, which I will look at in just a second. Bullish divergences on the 2-day. Money flow coming up, which looks absolutely nice. Let's check the weekly here. Weekly green dot confirmed. 10-hour money flow crossing over into the green. I mean, this thing looks pretty good with the 10-hour money flow crossover with the weekly green dot. I will say, like... I'm not buying this up here, obviously, but this looks good. I mean, she's pumping, right? I would have been looking for longs down here when everybody's scared, right? But yeah, I wouldn't be buying up here. But it doesn't mean you can't continue up. This looks like this is a strong pump. This is crazy. But if I go ahead and hide these volume profiles real quick, just to show you guys, let's go ahead. Pull this volume profile, right? I mean, actually, if I pull this back here before we actually got the breakout of that range, retest of what? Retest of that POC, right? You range around, right? Bing, bong, bing, bong. You break out, retest that POC. If you're not going to retest the value area high, if that value area high doesn't hold as a retest, you're looking down towards that POC. Oftentimes, especially on higher time frames, same thing we saw in Bitcoin in the macro recently, right? Oftentimes, when you get the breakout of that range, you're either going to come up, retest the value area high before blasting off, and if you don't hold that value area high, sometimes price likes to test that POC before getting that next big move to the upside. So very kind of a similar situation as Dogecoin, right? Pull up Dogecoin again, right? We don't make this stuff up. Pull up Dogecoin, you get the breakout, right? You don't hold the value area high. Well, you kind of did on a higher time frame, right? But then you come down, you test that POC, and then you get the next big move up. So, yeah, Crow, like, in my opinion, this is broken out. But if you look at it in a longer context here, you've already kind of gotten the breakout here. So I would have to wait for a retest or a pullback before I look to long this. But, yeah, looking pretty nice. I will say it looks good for a continuation up, whether you get the low time frame noise or not, like a little pullback before a continuation up. Doesn't look too bad like a lot of other things. And the next targets I would look up towards, just roughly, next area of value, right? Pull up that VPVR. Pull up that visible range. Whoops. Don't pull up a Victoria VR, whatever that is. But if you pull up the fixed range, right? VR, come on. VR VP, right? Look at your volume gap here. Quick move down, oftentimes, right? Quick move up, quick move down. So if you break back into this low volume gap, when you look at these volume profiles, guys, it does not have to be hard. Charts do not have to be complicated. Charts do not have to be difficult. VPVR makes it very simple to see what is going on here. Very low volume here. You have this volume gap, and just like these high volume nodes act as a magnet for price, right? When you pull into these low volume gaps, typically you see quick moves, right? There's nothing holding you up here, right? What was down here holding you up? You had a high volume node on a high time frame. That's a big level to hold, right? But when you have a low volume node, right, or a low volume gap, there's not much holding you back. So once you break above this level, you're looking for that quick move up, and that key level to the upside is going to be about 37 cents. Right? So if you break above here, I would look for a quick move. And again, quick move up, quick move down could lead to the quick move back up to this target up here, right? Doesn't mean long right now and hold on for that, right? Because if you get a pullback, right? Who knows? Maybe you don't pull back. It's hard to say, right? But, for me, I would not be long in here. I would have to wait for some kind of consolidation or some kind of context to come in here. I can't just long at the top of a green candle. Not what you want to do. For me personally, right, as a trader, as a day trader, as a scalper, right, I would probably be looking for potential shorts up here, scalp shorts, right? And then if we got a pullback, I would look for the bigger long back to the upside. So yeah, Crow absolutely smashing. So hopefully that helps you out, brother. Shout out to George. Thank you for the super chat, bro. He said ICP, please, Frankie. Shout out to George. We could take a look at ICP. Actually, I was just talking to somebody about ICP over the weekend. So yeah, ICP in a similar situation here. Just letting the volume profiles do all the work here. Now ICP, obviously, this chart looked horrible, right? Like ICP came out, it was all this big news, and then the chart just looked miserable. Never looked good, and then eventually we finally got this thing to revive in this cycle. But this thing was just basically looking like a scam until we wind up getting this bigger pump to the upside. So with ICP, I'd be looking at the same thing, right? Your 2024 highs, here's your accumulation. Right, we'll take a look at Market Cipher in a second, right? This is a little bit more pre-breakout than things like Ethereum, things like Doge, things like Crow, right? And again, you don't really have a clean 2021 high range to look at, but you do have structure up here that can really give you some nice targets, right? If I pull up some naked points and controls here on a higher time frame, such as the monthly, come on. Okay, doesn't want to pull it up on the monthly. Let me change my settings here real quick. Will that work? There we go, right? So you have some monthly naked points of controls here for ICP. All right, so I'll just go ahead and monthly MPOC, monthly MPOC, monthly MPOC, right? So these are going to be your bigger levels above. Take a look at the weeklies as well, right? So locally, you do have a weekly POC right here. So locally, right, if you do get a bigger move to the upside, I will be looking at this naked value area up here, right? And then come on down to the daily, right? You have that weekly naked point of control, or I guess it's just a weekly naked point of control. I guess a naked point of control is always naked. But, right, I would be looking, if this does break out, flip this value area low, $11, about $11, right? You flip that $11, I'll even name this, right? Doorway to higher prices, right? We are, the hit rate on these doorways to higher prices, guys, are quite, they're like 100 for 100 Break above here. That's going to be likely the move into the weekly naked point of control. Might get a little hang up there, but once you get above that, you're looking to the POC at about 1328 and then the value area high at about 1525. Same thing as everything else, and this has not gotten that bigger breakout that a lot of these other alts have had, right? So for me, if I wanted to buy ICP, I would definitely be looking up in this zone here. So, yeah, there you go. Hopefully that helps you out, brother. Shout out to George. I appreciate the super chat, bro. Thank you so much. Let's see. I can't not think of Insane Clown Posse when it comes to when it comes to ICP. Me either, bro. Every time I always think of Insane Clown Posse. Let's see. Shout out to Carrie Stressel. What is going on? Carrie says, chicken tenders for everyone. LFG, what color Lambo will you be getting? I don't know. We gotta do like a fun. We gotta do like a fun color, right? Like maybe like a, I don't know. I guess Frankie Candle's colors. We'll have to do. I don't know. I saw a McLaren that was the sickest color I've ever seen. It was literally like branded for Frankie Candles, and I was like, man, I gotta find that guy, because it was literally like it was a matte gray with like purple LEDs in the engine bay with like crazy underglow. It was insane. It was a 570S. It was super super dope. All right, let's see. Shout out to Johnny. Says, hey, Paisan. What's going on, bro? Says, CLSK. Let's take a look at CLSK. Well, I would love to look at this, but it looks like there is no, is it CLS? Is it cold stack? Potentially. Let me know if it's cold stack. This could be it. Let me know. But CLSK, I cannot find a chart for, but if you let me know, I will be happy to look at it for you. Let's take a quick look at SUI while we wait for that. Let's take a quick look at SUI here, guys, because I actually wanted to talk about this, because if we come on over to our SUI chart, I believe is the Coinbase chart. Here we are, guys. SUI absolutely smashing the targets. If you guys watch the channel, you know that as SUI was creeping up here, we were looking for some turbulence at the all-time high, looking for a pullback into our key level of support, which is the 786 golden pocket. We slipped it slightly, but once we flipped it to support and broke that all-time high, the next targets we were looking at on SUI were going to be 258 to 289 for that first zone, and then a bigger target up here at about 324. Drop a sauce can in the chat. Drop a candle in the chat. Drop something in the chat to let me know that you guys were here as we were looking at these targets. And SUI coming up here and hitting this final target. Beautiful, not final target, but the next target that we had. This was the highest I was willing to look at that point. But now we can see if we can make it up to that bigger level here at about 436. Yikes, 438, baby. Can we get up there? Potentially, but we are coming into some resistance here. Getting that target absolutely slapped here on SUI. And to be quite honest, this was, let's take a look at Market Cipher B real quick. You know, your weekly green dot has confirmed now. 10-hour money flow in the green here. Are we about to see a bigger move on SUI potentially? Now, you are a bit overbought here, right? I'm not expecting, it might not be an instant move to the upside. But those would be the next targets I would be looking at, guys. Next targets I would be looking at. And again, looking at the volume profile, right? You break to the POC, value area high. You break out. You come back down. You test the value area high. Almost go for that POC before the next big move up. I mean, that is, just absolutely beautiful. I mean, it is trading so technically here, getting the perfect rejection on that Fibonacci extension level. Insane. But yeah, that 10-hour money flow crossover into the green, guys. What happened on the last 10-hour money flow crossover into the green? Wound up giving us that continued trend of about 132%. Are we going to see the same thing? Now, was this paired with a weekly green dot? Let's see. It was not paired with a weekly green dot, which is interesting. But yeah, this is a 10-hour money flow crossover with a weekly green dot. We'll see if that continues the trend to the upside. Again, doesn't mean it's an instant moonshot, but if we just continue that trend, could be targeting those next targets. I'm going to move these purple boxes so we know that we're looking at them. 436 up to about 493 would be the next targets. And again, I'm not trying to create FOMO here, right? It doesn't mean that we're going right up there necessarily. We could. But, that'll be the next target once we get the continuation up. That's going to be where I'm looking at on SUI. Shout out to anybody holding SUI. SUI's been crushing lately, just making all-time highs here. Woo, baby. Ooh, baby. With the Russell 2000 breaking out, with Ethereum breaking out. Oh, man, things are feeling pretty good here. Oh, it's a stock. CLSK is a stock. That's why it wasn't coming up. CLSK. Clean Spark, is that it? CLSK, I assume this is it. It's a Bitcoin mining stock, apparently. Well, hey, I could give you these. I can give you these levels right now, right? This is actually pretty clean. You have a nice little volume profile right up here, and I'll turn on the Higanashi candles here. Yeah, you came right up to the POC. This is where I would look to. This is what I'd be looking at right now, right? POC, value area high. Flip this level. Yeah, look at that interaction with the POC. Unbelievable, right? So come up here. Maybe you get some turbulence on the POC. Once you flip this, I'd probably be looking up here to about 1841 or 1835. I'm sorry. 1835 would kind of be what I'd be looking at there. And then once you break out of that, I mean, let me see. Let me pull some fibs here real quick from the high all the way to the low here. Yeah, I mean, your golden pocket 786, this would be the next target in my opinion. Simply put, I'll keep that nice and simple. Right? Golden pocket 786 is going to be the next major area of resistance. And yeah, once you break above that POC, if you hold this value area low at 1509, that's your doorway to continue kind of tapping on that POC. Flip that POC. That's your ticket to between about 1828, potentially up to about 2118. Money flow on the 12-hour in the green. Money flow on the 10-hour in the green. Let's check that weekly. Weekly green dot is confirmed. Weekly money flow in the green. Yeah, so this looks good. Not a huge stock guy, to be quite honest. So, yeah, keep that in mind. I am much more familiar. I have my thumb on the pulse of the Bitcoin market much more than I do on stocks. But this is how I would look at this. So, yeah, there you go. Those would be the local levels I'd be looking at on CLSK. So, hopefully that helps you out, bro. Shout out to Johnny. So, there you go. Take a quick look at INJ. Shout out to Shortsmaster. We did just take a look at Crow. If you scrub back just a little bit, you will see the Crow chart. Let's see. Elite Ways EZ says VVS or Sheeb. We could try to take a look. We'll try to take a look. Shout out to Elite Ways. Thank you for being here, bro. Good to see you in here as always. Let's see. Yeah, let's take a look at INJ real quick. Speed run on INJ. And, yeah, I mean, simply put, I mean, you are inside of your macro volume profile. Let me get rid of some of these older levels. Get rid of this resistance. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Just to clean the chart up a bit here. So, yeah, I mean, you're just within this volume profile. Resistance until proven otherwise. And now we are now above this, holding it as support, looking for a move to the POC, which we've got. 2506, hold this level. Next major level I'd be looking at is 2847 on INJ. Just simply looking at this as a volume profile. So, yeah, if you pull back, POC is key level of support. Again, at 2501. Value area low is like your more important level of support. If you get a bigger pullback, right, you would definitely want to hold that value area low for a continuation up to the high. And then the big boy level on INJ would just generally be the value area low of the upper range here, which is the highs of 2024, value area low sitting at 3383. If you get above that, you know, again, we're kind of far away from that, but once we get up there, that's going to be your doorway to much higher prices. So that's kind of how I'd be looking at that. And to be honest, guys, a lot of these alts look very similar, right? Really what I'm doing with the alts here is just trying to find ones that have not really gotten the breakout of their lower range just yet. But other than that, as far as market cipher goes, you know, 10-hour money flow, about to cross into the green or starting to cross over into the green here. Now, remember, guys, I am not buying tops here. Now, it doesn't mean, again, that you can't continue up, but I am not buying tops here. But, you know, with the money flow crossover into the green with your newly confirmed weekly green dot, could get those continuations to the upside. So, yeah, it's not just a guarantee that we're just instantly going to moon up to all these prices on all these altcoins. Just trying to give you guys a little bit of a front run on these things that haven't broken out just yet. And I will go a little bit more into into detail there with an altcoin update, which hopefully I have time to film. I'm not going to have time to film it before premium live stream. But if I can't film it today after the premium live stream, I will look to film it tomorrow, or maybe we'll just screw it. We'll do it live. Maybe we'll do it live. Wow, God candles galore, LFG. Shout out to No Way Jose. The Bulls are saying to the Bears, no way, Jose. Shout out to you, bro. Let's see. I sold my Dogecoin at 8K in profit, got back in an hour later. I just don't think it's done because BTC just started. Yeah, it is. I don't think everything is, in my opinion, just getting started here, right? Now, it depends on the context, right? Like, is Dogecoin just getting started? Will Dogecoin make a new all-time high? I think it probably will, right? So in that case, right, probably just all this stuff is just getting started. But in my opinion, right, I can't buy Dogecoin up here, right? Any Dogecoin I bought was down here or on a pullback here, right? But, you know, especially when there's opportunities here where you have things that look like this that have not moved yet, right? I'm trying to catch these lower coins before the big pump to the upside, because those are obviously going to have, much bigger gain potential. But if you already wrote it up for the profits, then that's fire. But yeah, I think a lot of this stuff, obviously this is, especially with the Russell 2000, with, the way Bitcoin's looking, things are looking pretty good, especially, as we're starting to see some of these early runners, Dogecoin running early. We could check out Sheeb. Let's check out Sheeb. Shout out to EliteWayZ Z, not Sib. We're looking for Sheeb. Let's take a look here, right? Same thing that happened the last time we got that kind of mini alt season, right? Sheeb breaks out of its mini range. It's the same thing, right? Accumulation. Breakout, where's it go? It goes right into its previous volume profile, value area low, POC, value area high, absolutely smashed, right? Then you get the pullback, you retest not only your value area high, but also your POC, guys. The volume profiles are literally undefeated. POC retest, you don't hold the value area high, you get the POC retest, which is also right in the middle of your macro golden pocket, 786 retracement, which is where you're looking for potential higher lows, in this case, macro higher lows, right? So if you're going to continue the massive uptrend, you're going to be looking for bounces on these zones. And where are we at right now? You hit your head on that value area low. If this does not sell the idea of volume profiles to people, I do not know what will. Guys, Mafia, the volume profiles will absolutely change the game for you. I say it in the premium Discord all the time when we see stuff just like play out perfectly with the volume profiles. It's like these will absolutely change your life if you learn how to use them correctly. But value area high, resistance until proven otherwise. You break above, where's price likely to go? Into that POC. Flip that POC, you're looking to go up to that value area high. Same exact thing that happened here. And you might say, well, Frankie, it just melted through all those levels. If you come down to a low enough time frame, you will see these levels are not just imaginary. They do. See if I can come back here enough on a 10-minute. I don't know if it's going to happen. I don't know if we're going to have enough price history here. We might have to go up a little bit higher. Will it? No, we're not going to get it. I'll pull up like a 30-minute here. Hopefully we can get that to actually show. Come on. There we are, right? These levels are 100%. These are not fugazi. You come up, resistance until proven otherwise. You flip it to support. Where are you going? Right up to the POC. You flip that POC right up to the value area high. Insane, guys. Same old here. Same range I'm looking at. But again, for me personally, right, if I'm not in down here, right, come on. Where's my brush? Give me my brush. If I'm not in down, am I getting trolled right now? There we go. If I'm not in down here or on a retest, right, like I'm not going to chase something that is already pumped, right? Like even stuff down here, Polkadot, like all these other alts that have not ripped, Ondo, Beam, all these other things, right? This is a 200% move. Like just put that, like, what do you think's going to happen? I mean, as long as you're looking at good alts, right? Like, I don't know. Tia. I know someone was asking for Tia in the chat. We actually already looked at Tia, but same thing, right? Like if it's already done, if your coin has already done this, right? Like I'm not chasing this, right? I'd rather get in on stuff that has not pumped yet. But again, doesn't mean that Dogecoin won't continue to pump. I'm bullish on Dogecoin. I think it's still going to rip. I just personally, if I didn't own any Dogecoin, right? Like I would probably, I wouldn't be FOMOing in up here. Shout out to Jay Ness. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for getting that membership. Let's go. Welcome to the Mafia, bro. Let's see. Just joined Premium again. Happy to be back in the kitchen. Shout out to Mitch. Welcome in, bro. Thank you for being back there. And I will actually see you in a few minutes, guys, because I got to wrap up this stream because I got to go live with the Premium Discord to start finding the next fire trade setups. So with all that being said, guys, I will go ahead and I will be live at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Smash that like button on your way out, guys. I don't know if we got 1,000 likes here. 439 likes. Yikes, guys. Well, if we hit 1,000 likes, somehow by the time the stream actually cuts off, we will give away $1,000 in Solana. But thank you guys for being here. I appreciate every single one of you guys from the bottom of my heart. I will see you guys later at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Send this thing to the moon. Let's go. Shout out to the Mafia. That's all I got. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Look what's next for me, Joe. I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the f is it? They should have had them 2 bells ready. Spit shine for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, all they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take your shots. So I need your best and stop the threats. So nobody's into me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside.